Hello again and welcome to another how-to guide from Scale War Machines. First of all, a big thank you to all our subscribers. You've taken us past 30,000 followers and that means a great deal to us. What better way to show our gratitude than by making you another video, showcasing a novel technique you can hopefully use and enjoy. On one of our most popular uploads, we briefly mentioned using our Mottled Gauze technique to replicate patchy surface rust on our VW Beetle. You may also have seen us do this in other videos, and some of you have asked for more details. So this time we'll be looking at creating realistic rusted metal sheets for your scale models, using our Mottled Gauze technique, plus some others. We'll break it down into two parts and show it in action on our Trumpeter BR52 locomotive build in 1/35th scale. The BR52 or Kriegslok locomotive was designed by Germany specifically for war use. It was manufactured in huge numbers and fought on all fronts. This is a stunning kit and we were happy just to make it out of the box with few additions or improvements. We really wanted to focus on the painting and weathering. It was primed in Games Workshop Chaos Black. The upper parts were then sprayed in Tamiya German Grey and masked in a disruptive camo scheme. A light grey was applied using both Tamiya shades and some Vallejo references seen here. The model was then heavily weathered using a barrage of filters, washes and oils. It was also post-shaded in various dust and dirt colours applied by airbrush. The main shadows were done with a mix of Tamiya flat brown and NATO black. As the locomotive and tender took shape, we decided to add a bit of interest and colour to the rear. We opted for a defensive machine gun pulpit that would sit on the rear deck. It's the sort of structure that could conceivably be added by the crew from metal or armour sheet. As marauding fighter bombers became more common, it's possible that countermeasures, like our crow's nest, might appear. This octagonal nest was built from stock plastic card, based on a design seen in a Spanish model magazine. Some photo etched brass was used on the floor mount for the machine gun, and we added weld seam details using Slater's red sprue, as well as some grab handles with welds made from Tamiya quick type putty. Grant line lifting eyelets finished it all off, and we were ready to paint it to show the rusty rudimentary armour in place. This sort of add-on field armour was also seen in Iraq and is known today as hillbilly armour, so the painting technique we'll use is relevant for modern armour as well. Let's get started. To begin with, we primed the piece in Vallejo German red-brown surface primer. To do this we used our trusty Iwata Eclipse airbrush. As soon as the crow's nest was evenly coated, it was time to select some rust shades. Lifecolor's Rust and Dust diorama set was perfect for this, but we decided to apply them initially using our Mottled Gauze technique. This involves spraying through a fine piece of packaging. We first used this material on the locomotive body. We discovered that by spraying through it with a dark brown, we could add mottled weathering to the top of our BR52 locomotive build. This made it look like deposits of soot and dirt. To source this sort of packaging, you need to locate the very fine variety used as screen protection on devices like new mobile phones or tablets. We got ours from an iPhone box. As you can see, the advantage of this material is that it has holes. These allow the sprayed paint to get through the holes, giving a really pleasing mottled effect. The same technique is going to be used with the rust colours, starting with rust base. Our test showed the effect in action on a piece of card. The meshed screen protector is held in place and sprayed through. The effect starts to reveal a powdery rusty surface, typical of oxidization. Different panels inside and out were treated with varying intensities of mottling. You can of course overspray using the rust colour itself to blend and smooth everything out to your taste. It was soon time to repeat the procedure, but with other lighter colours. Don't be too concerned if it seems too bright at this stage, we can address that later. Thanks to being selective and using masking tape, we get a mixture of different plates. Some seem less corroded as they retain the primer colour. Here are some close-ups of the progress so far. You can see that with the yellowish rust, we only applied it to certain panels at the base. Also, notice that having straight edges down a plate thanks to masking is not a problem. When metal plates are stored piled up, this sort of effect is visible. You could leave it like this if you so wished, or add further chips using a piece of sponge soaked in paint to dab them on. We opted to test it in place on the model first. You can see in this shot how we've lightly post-shaded the joins around the structure edges to add a bit of shadow.
How about helping us out by doing this?
We chose to go further and repeated some of the previous steps. Once happy, we grabbed a chunk of sponge and sparingly dabbed different colours over the piece to add chipping. One of our go-to colours, Vallejo German Camouflage Black Brown, is perfect for showing chipped metal. It works extremely well in combination with the Mottled Gauze effect, adding texture to the corroded metal surface. Next, we used rust-coloured oil paints over the top. This serves to subtly blend everything and add rain streaks. The advantage of the oils is that you can adjust everything later using thinners. And here it is, the rust-based part of things is pretty much complete. But that doesn't mean we're done yet. In the next video we'll show you some paint residue on certain panels as if they've been recycled from elsewhere. We'll also add some more rust and dirt effects and roll out some other techniques. They'll help our hillbilly improvised armoured pulpit get finalised, ready for installation. Tune in next time to see how we get on. Thanks for following Scale War Machines. Please use the comments section below and please subscribe to our channel. Also, if you could give us a Facebook like, we'd really appreciate it. Thanks and bye for now.
Subscribe for our latest videos.